My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads to help you go out there in the world and do something remarkable. So how is it you go about destroying doubts as an entrepreneur? Understand that doubts are essentially, it's all in here. It's all in here, and also a little bit in here as well, arguably. Now, you destroy doubts by action, by making mistakes, by learning from them, and doing. You can sit down and meditate and destroy the doubts, but you destroy them much faster and easier by doing and creating. Now, back in the early days, I used to believe, in my first business, I used to justify not making a profit by saying to myself things like, oh, I'm cursed. I'm cursed not making money. Or it's okay, profit-wise, it's okay, I'm not allowed to make profit. I'm not allowed, no permission. Those things were blocking me. And it wasn't until the second business, where I had some successes, that these beliefs were totally destroyed. And when they were totally destroyed, they were gone completely, and they're gone through seeing success, seeing action, and getting results, and doing stuff. So the two main ways to destroy doubt is to start small with time and money that you can afford to lose, as well as argue against yourself better than the opposition can argue against you. So when you argue against yourself, I'm going to do X because, and then figure out ways to say why it's a bad idea. Figure out ways to argue against yourself. Because when you argue against yourself, one, you're preparing your defences for when the real opposition comes against you, as well as two, you're finding where the chinks or the weak, your Achilles heel in your arguments are already. You're trying to find the weak point in your ship, trying to sink it, so then you can, the next design, next iteration, you can then make it better just there, or you can change it and tweak it and refine your strategy. Answering why it is you're doing it and explaining it before your opposition can. Because if you can argue against yourself better than your opposition can, then you are trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, what don't you know, what am I missing, what could go wrong, what is so inaccurate, stuff like that already, to figure out, to anticipate future failures and prevent them already from day one. So you destroy doubts by saying, oh, if this goes wrong, what do I do? If this goes wrong, or what if that, or if this then that, if that then what, if this, if that, so on and so forth. Then okay, I'm planning, tweaking, building contingencies. I'm more confident now than I am at the start. I know much better what the hell I'm doing. Other thing is start small. Start something small that doesn't require too much money that you can afford to lose. Same with time as well. Time and money that you can afford to lose, because you need to see some small successes that proves to yourself in here and in here that you can do it. You can be the person you want to be. You can be successful. Because when you see it on the small scale, you learn the mistakes, you learn what to do, you learn the strategies, whatever. You then realise, it's like a seed, it plants that seed in here, and then to say, you know what, if I can do that, I can do this. If I can do this, I can do that. If I can do that, I can do this. If I can do this, I can do that. It's that seed, that seedling grows. And you have to plant it by just risking essentially, just not really risking, but putting something on the line that you can afford to lose. So arguably there's no real risk, because if you can afford to lose it, then it's not going to affect you anyway. But in absolute terms, you're risking very minuscule stuff to plant that seed, that belief, that confidence, destroying that doubt. Now, like when I wanted to start this channel, it's like, okay, a lot of planning and figuring out, but doubt wasn't a factor. When I started a podcast recently, doubt wasn't a factor. I've got all the software, the hardware, to figure out one or two things, and then where can I find people, and let's go. I started it on a Monday, and I think I recorded episode 1 by Tuesday, and right now, as of recording, I've just finished episode 15, and that's scheduled to be uploaded, I think, a week from now, that'll be like a week after this video has been live. So I record in bulk, I'm not wasting time, a bit more efficient. So start small. Oh yeah, so yeah, with the podcast, fear wasn't a factor. I knew what I was doing because I had built up that confidence. I've already achieved that, I've already achieved this, I've already achieved that, and now it's like, okay, let's achieve this, But to go from here to there, one thing I'm going to need is a podcast, because there's a few marketing reasons why. See, I'm arguing against myself. Why do I need a podcast, for example? Okay, I'm going to need it because of marketing and a few other things and the halo effect and blah blah blah. So that's my excuse. Yep, there you go. That's my reason why. Let's go. Let's get started. Because if someone asked me, why did you start a podcast? Well, X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, blah, 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 blah. That's why I did it. I know what I'm doing already before you even ask. So, yeah, no need to ask, I know what I'm doing. But the point was because I had started small and I had learned from my mistakes and I consistently went at it and I wasn't demotivated, I wasn't discouraged. Fear wasn't a factor, doubt wasn't a factor as I was doing these new things. And later on today, today, I'm going to go on YouTube Live and get that ball rolling, because I want to start building a community and getting engagement and leveraging. Leveraging the YouTube algorithm, because it's like that will help me get from here to there. Why? Because we're leveraging the YouTube algorithm, building community, so on and so forth, so on and so forth. I'm internalizing it first by arguing against myself better than the opposition can. And when you internalize it, it helps you to act with a greater confidence. And that is how you destroy doubt as an entrepreneur. Now remember that this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there today, right now, and do something remarkable. But in the meantime, however, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification right next to it for the latest uploads. How cool is that?